to myself, what a wonderful world.
So good morning, everybody. Happy Sensational Saturday. Welcome to this edition of Coffee, Coaching, and Conversation. I am your hostess. I am the insightful, the incandescent, the incomparable Coach Ivy Allen. Hi, I'm here today. We're going to be talking about the secret to reclaiming your life. Yes, I have a secret, but I'm going to tell it all. I don't keep any secrets from you guys. Y'all are my people, so I don't keep any secrets from you. All right, so what I'm drinking this morning, good morning, Michael. What I'm drinking this morning, lemon, ginger, cinnamon water. For those of you that don't know, sharing some personal goals, which is very relevant to the topic we're going to talk about today, is I am signed up to run a 5K in like 10 days. So I am on a healthy eating, detoxing kick to try to get my body clean and ready and light so that I can crush this run. I've run a 5K before. I run 5Ks. I've been training to do this for about maybe 6 weeks. But I had a setback and I took a week off. Not this week, but the week before. So I have to re-engage, and I've got about 10 days to get all this training in and to get my body back in sort of running shape. So I am kicking ass and taking names, starting with my lemon, ginger, cinnamon water here, which I think I talked about last time, helps with the uptake of hydration. Cinnamon boosts your metabolism, is good for high blood pressure. Lemon is good for nail, skin, hair. It's all good, vitamin C, all stuff. So you guys know, you can Google lemon ginger water, but that's what I'm drinking this morning. What are you guys having? Drop your beverage of choice down in here. Is it a latte? Is it coffee? Is it green tea? Is it what? What are we drinking this morning? Drop your note down here. I'd love to hear what you're drinking this morning. So today we are going to talk about how to reclaim your life. And I'm super excited about this topic because it's something that's near and dear to my heart. And I crush this. This is my jam, right? This is my jam. This is why I became a coach. This is why I am so good at helping women, at shifting women, because this is who I am. Like this one little hack I'm going to give you. This is me. This is your girl. This is me and my diva-ness. So I got you with this. All right. So just out of curiosity, how many of you truly set goals? If you set goals for your life, drop a G in the comments so I know that you're a person who actually sets goals. I mean, really, they're written, or you communicate them, or you share them with your family, or you put them in a journal. I mean, you don't just, yeah, I want to get fit this year, which is a lofty thought, not actually a goal. You don't actually go, I'm going to run a 5K, or I'm going to lose that last 10 pounds, or I'm going to get, become a certified scuba diver, or whatever. There's an actual goal. I'm going to get my master's degree. You actually have a stated, declared goal or intention that is meaningful, that you dig it, you want it, you crave it. It is a true heart's desire. You have shared it with people. You actually wrote it down somewhere or in a journal. You set your life up to do this goal. Like, how many of you do that? I'm not talking about if you're like, oh, that's a good idea, I'd like to do this, or girl, I'm finally going to clean out my closet, or whatever. Like, I'm not talking about, and clean out your closet could be a goal. It's not the goal. I'm saying you actually are intentional about the goal. How many of you do that? If you do, drop a G in the comments. I'd love for you to share that. You know what I didn't do? I didn't check to see if there was any questions. I do that a lot, where I'll ask something and then I forget to go back to get the answer. That's why I'm asking you to drop a G in the comments. Like, I'll ask things in my group, and then sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot to go back and look to see if they actually actually answered the question. All right, so which I'm checking now to see if there's any questions there, because I want to be respectful of that. All right, so anyway, back to the get back. So here's the deal. It's intention over mechanism. intention over mechanism. So first, let me share my little stats here. Only 20% of people set goals for themselves. 80% of people don't set goals for themselves. And then of that 20%, about 30% actually succeed with the goal. Goals there's a lot of things about goals. There's lots of science about goals. I'm going to tell you the few things that have made a difference for me, that I know can make a difference from you. And this is my coaching perspective. I'll share with you a few books that I've read that I think really support the completion of goals. And then I will encourage you to set a goal. And if you want partnership on this, I'll also drop a link in the comments on how you can set up a goal setting session with me at the end of this live session. All right, here's the thing. Because most of us do what I said in the beginning, you loftily create a goal. It's like a little, it's like you see those thought bubbles in the cartoons where like you say something and it kind of just lingers in the air and you never really think about it again, right? Like my favorite thing, I don't actually think I did it. It took like until March this year. And I think because of the pandemic. So I videotaped my first day at the gym on like, I can't remember. It was like, I think it wasn't the first. I didn't go January 1. I might have, because I think January 1 was a Sunday. I might have gone that day. I might not have, because I think my Zumba class was canceled. And that's usually the day I go to the gym on a Sunday. It was on a Sunday, which the only reason why I remember the day January 1 was, let me be 100% here, real. So, but I did videotape the next time I went in there, which I think was the day after, because we had a day off. It was Monday and I wanted to go in and start, training or whatever on the second. I might've went in there on Sunday. I can't remember. So I just remember my Zumba class was canceled. That's all I remember. And I was disappointed about that because I wanted to crush it on January 1, like start January 1 doing my thing. So actually, which means I probably was there. Anyway, I digress. So I remember it was packed, whatever day, first or second, everybody was in there. It was like standing room only. You couldn't even find a parking space. I think I parked way in the back diagonal, like one of the last spaces in there. I was like, everybody's in here today. And then I sort of periodically just took note, and I actually took a video of all the things, and I was going to let me see how long this lasts. And actually it lasted a pretty good long time. I don't think it thinned out until March. But I honestly think this is really the first New Year's post-pandemic that everybody's not getting vaccinated, arguing about vaccination. Some people were back, some people weren't back. The pandemic has actually been declared as officially over this, or I think it was shortly thereafter. So I think because of that, people were really like, I want human contact. I want to be engaged. I want to do fitness. I want to be at a gym. I'm going to do that, because it was a missing in their life. So I think it took longer for it to actually thin out, but it did thin out. There were days that I went in there in March. I'm like, there is nobody in here. Whatever the commitment was over, done. People were through with it. And it's because we set these lofty goals. Some of us even go to the extent, girl, I'm gonna get a workout buddy, and the person comes in, and then your commitment wanes over several days, like over several months, right? Weeks, months, whatever. And then the next thing you know, instead of going to the gym 5 days a week, you're going to the gym 3 days a week, you're going to the gym 1 day a week. You don't do your exercise at home. Your workout buddy has abandoned you. And now you're like, I'm on my own and I just don't feel like it. And the reason that happens is because for the most part, we had no intention around the goal, right? It was something you said. It was something you said. You might have gotten some friends to do it with you. And then that was it. It was, this might be a fun, good idea, good time. I'll get some friends to do it with me. It's all going to be good, right? And then dun, 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 just kind of just trails off. How many of you have been there and done that? Trailed off, like you just kind of fell off. Put FO or fell off in the comments if this is you. I've been there. I've done that. I fell off many times. That's why I'm running the 5K in this quarter and not last quarter, because I actually set the 5K up for last quarter. but I didn't do what I'm going to tell you to do, put the things in place. And I knew better. I just was trying to wing it. It didn't work out. You must have intention, right? Intention is a form of commitment. It's a vision for yourself and your life, such that the goal just is an outpouring of an intention, of a vision that you have for your life, right? If you don't really intend to do something, then a goal is just a goal, is just a goal. It's just a lofty statement that you make. Without intention to do it, to complete it, you can't get to commitment. And commitment is what's going to keep you in the gym every week, regardless of whether your partner shows up, if it's raining, if it's snowing, if the gym is open or closed, you will find a way to get that workout in. The gym is not your issue. The person, your workout buddy, is not your issue. The app breaking down is not your issue. You don't have a DVD player anymore and you gave all your videos away is not your issue. It's not your issue. You will figure it out because you have a powerful intention. The mechanism, actually, it becomes irrelevant because it doesn't matter whether it's, I got a trainer, I went to the gym, I use an app, I watch my old school videos, I work out on my own, but it doesn't matter. When you have a really powerful intention, intention serves vision. You have to have a vision for yourself, and then your intention serves vision. Then the goals serve the intention, and then you're in like Flynn. That's how it works. So that's quick and dirty. So let me just break this down for you a little bit. And I'm gonna try to keep this really easy and really simple so you can get it, because you can do this with anything, a degree, workout, family, interpersonal relationships and skills. It literally doesn't matter. Sky is the limit. It doesn't matter what you're doing it with. You can absolutely do this with, right? So when you have a vision for your life, it calls you forth into being. Something that is so strong, you absolutely are going to become it. It's who you are. Vision is big. It's usually never, so a goal is, I'm going to lose that last 10 pounds. It's not particularly exciting. Everybody's trying to lose that last 10 pounds, right? If you say that out loud on a live, who isn't trying to lose that last 10 pounds, right? The person that isn't are some of these other fitness experts you see who are crushing it in the gym. They got the 3-pack, the 6-pack, the 8-pack. I've seen some dudes with a 12-pack. I'm like, good God, what are you doing like to your body? I'm amazed, no shade, like amazed, like at some of what these people have committed to and what they're doing. But remember, they have a vision for themselves in their life. They've created their life around this vision. Everything they do serves this vision. It's not a goal, it's a lifestyle. It's an intention. They are going to live healthy no matter what. They're living into this version of themselves that they have created, that they believe in. And so every goal they set serves that, and it's easier to do. It gets to be super easy. It gets to be super easy, right? So anyway, you must create a powerful first vision for yourself. That is a whole other thing. I'm not even going to get into that. That's a whole other thing. I've done classes on vision. If anybody wants to schedule a vision session, I'll drop a link for that in there. Vision is probably, bar none, the most powerful thing that you can have in your life because it calls you forth into being. All right. So say you've set a vision for yourself. I'm going to be an absolute thebomb.com mom. I'm going to be, one of my visions, you guys, don't laugh at me. It was like, I'm going to be a hot, fit, sexy MILF or something like that, because I thought it was funny. It inspired me. It made me laugh. It made me smile. I never thought of myself as like, I don't even like the term MILF. I never thought of myself like that, but it was a fun thing to create. I was totally enrolled in it. I think that was one of the times I lost, like, I don't know, like it was something like 20 or 30 pounds. I got super toned. I was like very lean, and then I lost a lot of like fat, and then I was lifting weights like really. I mean, I think I really did create my 3-pack. I was very excited, but I never wanted a 6-pack. But I will enjoy, like at my fit, for me, my definition of fit is a 3-pack. It's like kind of like a flat stomach and definition, like I guess this way, right? That's my 3-pack. That's how I define it, as a 3-pack. Sort of like this in the middle. That's a 3-pack. I've never wanted a 6-pack. 6-pack is about eating mostly, because you have to eat in a very particular way and train in a very particular way to get the 6-pack. I'm not interested in the 6-pack. I want a 3-pack. I'm happy with that. I'd gotten a 3-pack. It was great. It was fantastic. I think that was the smallest I had been. It wasn't the smallest I'd been ever in my life, but it was the smallest I'd been in my adult life, really, since children. It was great. I loved it. It was a great thing to do. And now and I've maintained that for the most part. And now I'm probably about 5-10 pounds away from that, getting back to that, which is the reason I set up the run. Because I have that is a vision that I have for myself. I liked being that size. My body liked being that size. I enjoy being that size. And so I set up a newer 2.0 version of that vision for myself so I could live into that. And now I'm doing the things consistent with that. But it wasn't the goal. Losing weight, because I just told you in the beginning, I was going to run a 5K anyway. The 5K, I don't really want to run a 5K, right? I don't really want to necessarily be at the gym every day, like when I could sleep in and do all these other things. I think I put a post in my group if you guys say that, like, it's so easy to not do it. But what is calling me forth is the vision that I have for myself in my life. And the goal is aligned with that vision. It's not like I'm just going to lose 10 pounds. Everybody wants to do it. Nobody is enrolled in doing that because in service of what? Who cares if you lose 10 pounds? Most of you probably have a great life without losing the 10 pounds. Some of you are dating a man, loves you in your curves, right? Your kids aren't complaining about anything. Your health might be fine. Though by the time you're getting to the last 10 pounds or even the last 15, those are like vanity pounds. You don't need to lose them. And so if you don't have a bigger vision for yourself in your life, it just kind of falls by the wayside because why do it, right? Now, for people that are trying to lose larger amounts of weight or because of health reasons, that's a different thing. They are enrolled in being a healthier version of themselves, but that's their vision. They need to drop the 30, the 40, the 50, the 100 pounds, because if I don't, then my health is at stake. I won't get to see my kids graduate. I won't get to play with my grandkids. I don't get to go out with my girlfriends. I don't want to be seen in a bathing suit. But it isn't the 50 pounds that's calling you forth. It's on the other side of that 50 pounds, I get to live the life that I really want. I have a vision for myself where I am active, where I'm healthy, where I'm engaged with my family, where I hang out with my girlfriends, where I don't have body shame. That's what's calling you forth. It isn't the 50 pounds. No one cares about the 50 pounds. If you cared about the 50 pounds, you would have been done it by now. That's not the issue. It's the bigger thing that you care about, and the goal serves the bigger thing. The goal serves the vision. That's first and foremost. There's a whole technique, methodology on that, and how you get enrolled and get that and embody that and all that. So that thing. So here's what I want to say about that. Once you have your intention, goals become easier to set. Your intention, your vision, goals become super easy to set. Why? Because they just serve the thing that you're doing, right? The 5K is around me losing these vanity pounds, right? They're vanity pounds. I don't have to lose them. I'm in decent health. It's vanity pounds. And the other big thing for me is, you guys, and I've talked about this before, I have hypertension. It runs in my family, and I am trying to not outrun. I am trying to beat genetics. I am trying to evolve, break the genetic generational curse. It's a mind game. It's a health game. It's a physiological game. It's a mental health game. I am on a mission to break the generational curse of hypertension, right? So I'm trying to beat genetics and lots of other things with respect to that, right? All of my whole biological ecosystem. It takes something. It's not an easy thing to do, but that's the vision I have for myself, that I am a ageless, athletic, energetic diva. That woman does not have hypertension. She doesn't. She looks good in all the things that she wears. She feels good in all the things that she wears. That's why I'm running the 5K. I don't necessarily, and I pick things that I love to do. I do love running. I do love Zumba. I do love bar. I do love weightlifting. So I'm picking goals in those areas because I like those things. Those are my favorite ways to work out, right? Of course, but I'm not randomly just doing things because I literally want to run 5K 3 times a week. Like, frankly, I would rather sleep in every morning. That's what I would rather do, but I'm not going to do that because it doesn't serve this bigger goal that I have. It doesn't serve that. But the hardest thing to do once you've set the goal is to get started. So here's the hack. If you've read Atomic Habits by James Clear, it's really good. There's a hack called habit stacking, or where you anchor your habit or the goal you want to set to something that you're already doing. And then BJ Fogg talks about this in his book, which I can never think of the name of it. I'm going to look it up right now because I want to give BJ. I was actually in a room with him on Clubhouse. And he's a researcher at Stanford University, and he wrote Tiny Habits. That's what he wrote, Tiny Habits. And similar to James Clear, he wrote Tiny Habits. And then I think James Clear wrote Atomic Habits. And so a lot of what they're talking about here are the two hacks that I sort of discovered on my own, just being in the coaching industry, but they really talk about, there's a lot of science behind this. And I want to give these to you because this will change your life. First of all, I'm a huge fan of, as we just talked about, vision. Vision drives everything. Without that, then you're just kind of cherry picking the things that you want to do. And if they don't serve something bigger, they won't be compelling enough to pull you forward when you don't feel like getting out of bed and when you don't do it. Because why would you want to lose 10 pounds when you can sleep in? I can do something else. The 10 pounds aren't that big of a deal. Nobody really cares. You still look good in your skinny jeans. Who cares, right? Or why do I want to lose 50 pounds, right? If I've been overweight, for some people you hear this, so I was overweight most of my life, blah, blah, blah. I never had the energy. I never had to do it. And then they see something that inspires them to want something bigger. And then suddenly it's no longer acceptable to be them. You need a vision first and foremost. Without that, goals are going to be really hard to anchor in. This is not in the book. This is what I'm saying. I know this. This is how the human psychology works. We pick things that are too small. And when they're too small, it doesn't matter the goal. It's not worthy enough of your time, attention, and energy to make you want to do it. It's not enough. Like, think of it this way. I love using money. Money is a good example. Are you going to get up early to go get $10? Or would you wake up early if you could be the first in line for $1 million? Which one? I'm telling you right now, I'm not getting out of bed and waiting in line. Black Fridays are good examples. How many people get up early, or concert tickets to wait in line for a concert or Best Buy or Black Friday sale that they have been dying to get, because whatever's on the other side of that is worth them getting out of bed, sleeping on the concrete, whatever it is worth it. If it's not worth it to you, you're not going to do it. You're just not going to do it. So my first hack is create a vision for yourself that is so compelling, you leap out of bed every day to want to do whatever it takes to get there. That's the first thing. 2, when you set your goals in service of that vision, or any of the things you want to do, it's not really about the goal, it's about the habits. That's why I said intention over mechanism. Goals are just the stepping. They're like a milestone. It's like a little point in time of something that you achieve toward this big vision. That's all it is. It's a stated declaration around that. Here's what makes it work. You putting in a system that makes the goal automatically be fulfilled. It's a system. It's not the goal itself. It's a system. That's why only 20% of people make goals in the first place. So that's the first challenge. And then only 30% of those 20% actually succeed. Why? They don't have systems in place. They don't have a mechanism that works. So first you have to have a powerful vision and intention. And then you pick a mechanism, a system that is going to serve you so that it's automatic. This is where the tiny habits and atomic habits comes in. It's automatic. So for example, every night I brush my teeth, I automatically floss. I don't even think about it. It's not a question. I don't brush my teeth and not floss. I always floss when I brush my teeth. In fact, I've gotten out of bed going, oh, I forgot to floss, and done it because what I put in place is you brush your teeth at night, you floss at night, little by little, little by little. And now I don't think about it. It is ingrained in me. This is the way it works. I'm sure there are things. I make up my bed every day. I get out of bed and I make my bed, and then I go and start my process for refreshing myself. There's tons of things. So you make your food, you plate your food, you sit at the table, or you sit on the couch, or you do whatever it is. You get in your car, you adjust your mirrors, you put on your seatbelt, you go, right? There are things that we do that are just automatic. They're habits. You don't even think about them. When you have a goal, you want to attach a new habit, a new behavior to something you're already doing, and it makes it so much easier, because the hardest part is just starting. The hardest part of training for my run is just getting out of bed. It isn't the run itself. It isn't even getting to the gym. It's getting out of bed. If I can get out of bed, then usually my clothes are already laid out. I work out every day anyway. It's a matter of, if you're going to get out of bed, you're good, because my clothes are right here. I'm going to put on my clothes. I'm going to go to the gym. It's going to work out. It's just getting started. And the next hard point is turning the speed up, or pushing off for that first moment of the run. That's the next hardest moment. I am going to work out. So it's not that hard. If I get out of bed in the morning, I'm going to work out. It's a done deal, right? I'm usually not going to, I will always be physical, always in the morning. I always do it. The next hardest moment is physical doing what? Because some days I don't feel like running. Some days I want to stretch. Some days I would prefer to do Zumba. Some days I prefer to do strength training, but I have a commitment to a 5K. And the cardio and the running serves all the other exercise I do. It gives me stamina. It gives me endurance. And so it serves all those things, which is why I run, right? I'm not running to be running. It serves the bigger goal of stamina, endurance, mental health. It's a stress reliever. It gives me endurance to do the other things I really love, like Zumba, or to do more. I did a butts and guts class one time that killed me. It serves my strength training as well, because it gives me endurance, right? When I don't feel like it, when you're on that last rep, you're like, you remember, your body remembers the run and how you push through and you do that. So it serves something. I don't just do it to do it. It serves other things, but it's anchored in a process, in a system that I already do no matter what. That is the hack. I'm already going to work out. The only next moment is pushing off on the treadmill or pushing off on the trail for that first step, that first run, that first 30 seconds. It's not even that, it's like the first 5 seconds of the run. And then once I'm there, you're there. You're there. You will finish. You'll complete. Even if you complete crying, screaming, bitching, moaning, complaining, talking on the phone, you'll end up completing, right? The hardest thing to do for any of this is to start, to show up and to just get started. To show up, start, show up, start, show up, start. You have to put something in place so that you show up for yourself every single day. Every single day, you show up for what's important, right? If you have a vision, if you have a goal, if you have something you're trying to achieve, the best hack that I can give you is put something in place, a tiny little mechanism that lets you show up. If you show up, then you want to put a tiny little mechanism that lets you start. Then it's a wrap. You can do it. You can crush it. All right. So how does this work? For me, I'll share what I do from a workout standpoint, because it's the easiest thing to do, or I'll share some other possible ways, things you could do. I often lay out my clothes at night. So first of all, I have a little workout. It's not a workout tonic. It's a wake up tonic that I drink every morning. So my alarm goes off. You pound it back. I sit up and meditate. It's easy. Alarm, tonic, meditate. Easy. Alarm's going off anyway. It's always going off. So I anchored the tonic in right behind the alarm. Why? The alarm's always going off. I'm always going to reach for the alarm. Once I hit that, I can grab the tonic and do it. Have it anchored right in there. And I just started this new wake up tonic. If anybody's interested, you can let me know. I'll tell you what it is. Maybe I'll do it on my Friday faves. Anyway, so I do that. I meditate. The tonic is working. My body is waking up gently, gradually. It's got like ginseng and B12 and all of that. So now I'm up. I'm awake. I get out of bed. I make up my bed. I go in the bathroom. I brush my teeth. I wash my face. I put my workout clothes on, which are sitting in the bathroom. They're in the bathroom. There's no reason, like everything is set up for my success. They're all stacked on all these little habits. These little things are all stacked. My workout clothes are right there. Put my workout clothes on. And then I will do some journaling. And I do the journaling because I don't like to journal afterwards and I may not have time. So I do the journal, I anchor myself, I empty out. I already got my workout clothes on. I'm also hydrating. I'm drinking additional water. Sometimes it's this lemon water. Sometimes it's just regular water. I drink at least 12 to 16 ounces before I work out. So I'm really, really hydrated. Unfortunately, I've had the misfortune of working out without being hydrated and passed out. Or I think I've almost passed out multiple times, but like got muscle atrophy, almost blacked out, like laid on the ground, laid on the floor, had to get somebody. It's happened to me multiple times in my workout life. And every time I realized, oh, you just didn't drink enough. And sometimes it's happened because I didn't eat enough. So I don't do that anymore. What I do is when I wake up, I have the tonic, which has got all these good vitamins and all this good stuff. Then I have hydration, water. And then depending on what I'm doing, I may or may not have a workout booster. And then I take 20 ounces of electrolyte water with me when I work out. So that's not happening again. We don't have that happening again. But remember, I'm setting myself up for success. So alarm, wake up tonic, make up my bed, go do my thing in the bathroom, get myself dressed, do my journaling, and then I'm off to the races. I'm out. I'm all anchored in. Everything is already set to go. My body is hydrated. I've had my vitamins. I'm up. Like my body is up, awake, and I'm ready to rock and work out. I put a lot of stuff in that was already anchored so that it would just be easy, like laying out my clothes. I used to never lay out my clothes. You know, when I first started this, I used to wear workout clothes to bed because I was like, I'm not getting it. I'm not going to feel like it. So then it was like, oh, I got to change my clothes. I don't want to take off my pajamas. The bed is so cozy. So now the way I do it is when I get up and go into the bathroom, that's it. I don't go into the bathroom and then come back and get into the bed. The clothes are in the bathroom, and they're in the bathroom so that once you go in and you do your business, your clothes are already off. You put the other clothes on. You have to anchor yourself with habits that just make sense, that make it easier for you to propel yourself forward. Then you can show up. It's like once I show up to the bathroom, it's a wrap. I have to do all the other things. I'm already there. I'm going to brush my teeth. I'm going to wash my face. The workout clothes are sitting right there. I'm going to put them on. So then when you come back, and some days, if I don't have time to journal, if I haven't journal, I just go straight to working out. But I set myself up for success. I have a tiny little habit or mechanism in place that just lets me crush it. So how many of you have stuff in place like this for your workouts? Drop in what's your like kind of you tacked on something to something, right? For me, it was I tacked on putting my workout clothes in the bathroom. When I used to get up, you know, you go to the bathroom, you get up, you go to the bathroom, you get back in the bed. So now what I did is I get up, I go to the bathroom and I brush my teeth, right? That was the mechanism. That's the trigger. And once I brush my teeth, it's over. I am awake. Life is happening. That's like the trigger. And then I do everything else. Brush my teeth, wash my face, put my clothes on. You come back in, I get ready. Everything happens like that. It's adding those little things into doing like that. Once I go to the gym, the next thing is stretching. I have to stretch. I have to warm up because this ecosystem needs a little help getting started. If I don't warm up, it's not doing it. So the next trigger is I get to the gym, I warm up, or I walk outside on the trail, I warm up. I have a song. It's a very specific song. It's always at the top of my playlist when I'm going to do a run day. That's the song I warm up to. When I hear that, I trigger my warm up and I get on and I do my warm up. And then the next song triggers that push off. I'm going to be running. I'm going to be running. Put things in place that let you show up, that make showing up foolproof, where you don't have to work so hard. And here's the beauty of it. You know how it gets to be super good? Once you show up and you do that 5-second thing, the rest is easy. It becomes easy. Yeah, you're going to have your roller coaster. Oh, this run was hard today. Some days it's harder than others because of what you did, life, you're tired, whatever, you had a rough week. Some days it's harder than others. Sometimes it's just the cyclical nature of whatever you're working out on. The first, I think I get to minute like 7 and it gets to feel good. It feels good to my body. My body wants it. My body craves it. From 7 to about 15 or 20 feels really good. 20 to 30 minutes in, that's all right. I'm not digging it. I'm in it. I'm noticing things, creaks, pains, hurts. I got to work this out when I get back, blah, blah, blah. It's kind of like it's a downward energy. Probably my workout, my pre-workout drink has run off. And now I'm like, really, my body is actually working. I'm not probably, I don't know that to be the case. Usually most of those things last for about an hour. But anyway, I hit a lull at 20 to 30. And then from 30 to 40, it is mind over matter because I want to quit or I want to stop. And then I am like really psyching myself. You got this. You can do this, girl. You're almost finished. You're in the home stretch. You only have a quarter mile left. You only have, 0.1 miles left. You only have 0.7 miles left. You only have, you know what I mean? Like I'm going on. And then you finish and then you get that whoosh, surge of energy, adrenaline. I finished. It's awesome. It's good. Right? But that's life. That's life. And what that's showing you mentally, physically, and emotionally is that you can do it. You have the endurance, you have the stamina, you have the commitment. And then at a certain point, once you're in it and you start seeing yourself complete, you start seeing yourself as a strong starter, and then you begin to see yourself as in the process, you can handle the process, and then you see yourself as a finisher, it changes your life. And this is with anything. What I'm talking about working out specifically, just to give you an example, but it's the same thing. If you wanted to get a degree, for example, you would do the same thing. The first thing you might do is say, I'm going to get a degree. And you might say, what's the vision? I want this degree because I want to be, I don't know, the best XYZ, technician on the planet. I want to get a promotion at work. I want the promotion because it serves my family. Like you really get anchored into the vision. Why do you want a degree? Because a degree is work. Most of us work a full-time job. You're going to have to do evening work. A degree is work. You're going to work, right? You're going to do extra. You're going to be studying. So you got to want it. There's got to be a big enough vision for you to do it. Because if you're just getting a degree to get a degree, you'll be like, I don't need this. And especially if you can get the promotion without the degree, your boss thinks your work is fine. Nobody's really asking you to do it. And these days with all the micro credentialing, some professions don't even require it. So if you're getting, and I'm not telling you not to get a degree, get degrees if that's what you want to do. And it's going to serve your career. You should absolutely do it. But you have to have a commitment to a bigger vision of what that is, so that it makes what you're going to do to get the degree worth it. So you get the degree, you get your vision, you're intentional about it. The first thing you do is you declare it to somebody and then you sign up. The next thing you do is you start anchoring. You got to build it. You got to go to class. So that's easy. For some people, what they do is they anchor. I'm going to do my study time and my homework right after class. That's the anchor because it's a new behavior. You now have to go to class. You have to go to class, so you might as well keep staying in study mode and do your homework and do your studying right after that. Or if it's online and it's self-paced, every night I read from 8 to 9, and then from 9 to 10, I do my homework and my homework assignments, already anchoring it into something you're already doing. So, or you flip the script. I get 30 minutes of downtime, TV time or family time. And then right after that, I study, do my online videos or whatever, or I go to class or whatever, however you do it. And then I do my studying if it's something like that. But you're anchoring in the behaviors to something else because you know that if you don't, you're not going to study. Every Saturday, I get up at 5 a.m. and I have myself a nice latte. I journal, I take a walk, and then I hit the books from 7 to 11 every Saturday. And by the time the kids get up and everything, I've already finished most of my homework and have a draft of my paper. And then I get up on Sundays earlier before church, if that's what you do. And I look at my homework from 7 to 8:30, then I get ready and I go to the late service for church and everything, but it's done before the beginning of the day. Like you're anchoring it into things because you're creating a system because you have a vision for what you want to do in your life. And it has you show up. If you're already getting up for church and you're already getting up for kids, You just stacking stuff on before or after, whichever works for you. That works. You're already doing it. And so it works. You're making it easy for you to show up for you, for the things that you want. What we tend to do is you either make it lofty, it's not connected to anything, or you say, I'm going to work out every single day. When are you going to work out? With who are you going to work out? Where are you going to work out? You have no plan. You're just like, I'm going to do this. And then it doesn't materialize. It's not anchored to something you're already doing, right? And then it's hard for you to show up for you. When you don't show up for you, you erode your confidence and your ability to produce in life, because you already know, I don't show up for myself. How am I going to show up for my work? How am I going to show up for my kids? How do I show up if I want to have another relationship after my divorce? How do I show up in my current relationship if you're already dating? If you don't show up for you, it's hard to show up for other people and the things that matter. And when you don't show up for you, you're telling yourself you don't have confidence in yourself to do it. It makes it harder to show up. The hardest thing to do in the world is to start, to show up and start. Make it easy for yourself to do both. Anchor some small, tiny little trigger mechanism to something you're already doing that has you show up and start. And if you can do that, you can literally transform your life one project at a time, one little thing at a time. It doesn't have to be everything all at once, everything everywhere all at once, quote from, right, the movie. It can be one little thing at a time, one little right step at a time, one little challenge at a time. You can change your whole life. You can literally reinvent your life in a year by just taking one little thing at a time, one little challenge, and crushing it, and then stacking something else onto it, stacking another thing onto it, stacking another thing onto it. And by the end of the year, you could have reinvented your entire life, or reclaimed it. Maybe you just want the up level, right? Either way, you can do it. All right. I hope this has been helpful to you. If this served you, share it out with somebody, let somebody know about this. Maybe get a buddy to do this together. Atomic Habits is a phenomenal book. It talks a lot about how to do this. Tiny Habits, phenomenal book, talks a lot about how to do this. Atomic Habits is by James Clear. Tiny Habits is by BJ Fogg. They are both really, really good to teach you the fine art of habit stacking. But really, I would say in coaching terms, habit stacking is just showing up for yourself. You already show up to brush your teeth, show up to floss. You're there, just floss, right? Like Nike, just do it. If you show up in a car to go somewhere and you put on you show up to put on your seatbelt, you show up to do that, you could put something else in place. Turn on a podcast and start listening to, a topic that you want to be knowledgeable on. Start taking those language lessons, right? That could be it. If you have a commute every day to work and you want to learn another language, you get in, you adjust your mirrors, you put your seatbelt on, you turn on your Spanish podcast. That's what you do, right? Every day that you get up and you want to show up for yourself in a new way, to stack a new behavior, a new habit onto something you are already doing and you're already crushing it in, and watch your life change. It will have you show up for yourself in a very different way. And then it gets to be easy. It won't feel like work. It won't feel like you're changing your entire life. That's why so many people don't even set goals, because they're like, you know what I'm going to have to do this goal? And it doesn't feel good. It's like, this is too much. I can't do it. But if you're like, oh, all I really have to do is lay out my clothes at night, brush my teeth, wash my face, put on my workout clothes, and I'm ready. I'm ready to rock. If that's all it took, then that's what you do. It's a small, tiny little shift that has you show up for yourself in an amazing way. And once you show up and you're there, you're not going to show up at the restaurant and not eat. You're not going to show up at the race and not run. You're not going to show up at the gym and not work out. Getting started then becomes easy. It's an extension of showing up. Make it easy on yourself. Put something, grab a goal, grab a task, a habit that lets you show up for yourself and make showing up for you easy. That's the hack. If you show up, you will start. But if you don't show up, you can't start. So put something in your life that lets you show up and make it easy. Let it be easy. All right. If this served you, share it out. If you would like to do a strategy session with me on either setting a vision or goal, I will call it a vision, goal, habit stacking, like a strategy session. I'll call it something kind of cool. It'll be in the link. You can book some time with me and we can set up a time to talk about it. So you can get clarity, you can get focused, you can actually set it up so that you show up, show off, and show out in your life. All right, I hope this served you. You guys have a sensational Saturday. You guys know what I'm off to do. This will be workout number 2. I already did a run. Now I'm going to be practicing my first class for my first Zumba class. I need to just like put some stuff on this and share. Would you guys like that? I would love to know if you'd like to know about my my first class journey, my running journey, to share this with you. All right. I hope you guys have an amazing, sensational Saturday, and I will see you next week on Coffee Conversation, Coffee Coaching and Conversation. Have a great day.
I think to myself, what a wonderful world.